Hello warriors of Universe 7, welcome to the Dragonverse Stories channel. Our story begins long before the events we've seen in the entire Dragon Ball saga. Many thousands of years before Goku's birth there was already an order that determined who would live and who would die, all in order to keep the cycle of life throughout the cosmos in perfect harmony. And who would be responsible for maintaining that balance were the gods of destruction. Over centuries many universes were discovered, some were kept alive and others were completely extinct. In this way, the balance could be perfect in the cosmos. But for this goal to be achieved perfectly, it was necessary that two new universes were found. And luckily for the cosmic being that wanted this balance, finally the last two universes that remained to complete this cycle of perfection of existence were found. Moreover, these two remaining universes were twin universes. So then, universes 6 and 7 were born, and that ended up being great because the last angels, which are those beings who had the responsibility of preparing and guiding the gods of destruction, were chosen precisely because they were brothers. Vados and Whis were the last angels who waited for thousands of centuries to choose a universe so that they could guide and bring balance in the cosmos. Zeno-sama, the supreme god of the entire cosmos, decided that the perfect time had come for Vados and Whis to be sent to their respective universes to find a perfect being that would fulfill their desires. So it was done. Both are in search of their god of destruction to finally give balance to the cosmos, but this search was not easy. After all, both would have to find similar gods, and however much Universe 6 and Universe 7 were sister universes, within each universe living beings differed in various respects compared to the sister universe. And so passed around 10 centuries until the luck of Whis and Vados began to change. Finally their quests were nearing the end. Welcome to the first episode of yet another epic saga of Dragon Ball, the past of the God of Destruction. Join me on this epic journey by subscribing to the channel and pressing the like button so you don't miss any videos here on the channel. Are you ready? So let's travel to this universe of infinite possibilities that only Dragon Ball offers us. Palace of Zeno-sama. Although the concept of time is completely different for divine beings like angels and gods, the delay that the brothers angels were having to find their respective gods of destruction was already starting to bother the other angels. After all, this delay could affect Zeno-sama's judgment regarding the balance and peacefulness scores that each universe would receive to maintain the total balance of the cosmos. And so it was of paramount importance that Whis and Vados urgently find their respective gods of destruction. With the mission of solving these and other problems, Daishinkan, the great priest, who is the father of all angels, decided to accelerate the search for Whis and Vados by giving them the opportunity to use the Cube of Angels. And besides, the Daishinkan himself would do a key reading on both universes to assess where the most promising beings were to become gods of destruction. Of course, this help from Daishinkan to Whis and Vados ended up generating a feeling of envy and anger within the other angels who saw how their father ended up helping only the youngest children while everyone else had to find their respective gods of destruction alone and without any help. Korn, the angel in charge of the 8th universe, was one of the most furious with his father. He claimed that this would bring imbalance to their universes since that way, Whis and Vados would not have the chance to make mistakes as he and his other brothers made mistakes in choosing their respective gods of destruction, and thus the choices of both could be perfect while his, and his other siblings, may have been wrong. Korn said, "This is wrong, father. Zeno-sama will be furious, as Whis and Vados can find the best gods of destruction compared to our choices." Korn continues, "This can create an imbalance within the cosmos. How do we know that the gods they choose won't be far superior to the ones I and the others choose? That's not fair." Daishinkan replies, "Silence. I will not allow anyone to go against my orders and my choices. Precisely because I know the consequences they can bring." Daishinkan continues, "Zeno-sama is unhappy, and when he is unhappy it means that something needs to be done quickly, so I have no choice but to speed up this process." Korn replies, "All right, you have the last word." But if anything happens to me or my other brothers because of your choices, then I ask that Whis and Vados be judged equally. Korn continues, if Xeno-sama wants to destroy us, then let Whis and Vados surrender in our place, and let them be punished. Vados asks, Korn is right. I accept the judgment. However, if my god of destruction isn't as powerful as Korn thinks it might be, then I'll swap my universe with Korn's universe, that way we'll have balance. Right, big brother? Korn was amazed at his sister's wit, but accepted the challenge, thus he felt that the chances he and his universe had of being the lowest scoring universes were completely nullified. Korn said, okay, I accept. Daishinkan asks, right, well done. How about you, Whis? Have nothing to say? Whis replies, no, because I know that Universe 6 and 7 can bring true balance to the cosmos. They don't need to be the most powerful or the weakest, just the most peaceful and fair. Whis continues, and that I already know how to do, regardless of which god of destruction I meet at the end. Korn said, I hope you're right, Whis, otherwise things could get really bad in the future. Whis replies, don't worry, Korn. I have no intention of harming you or any of my brothers, but I have my own goals. Daishinkan asks, and what are those goals? Whis replies, you'll see, soon. Daishinkan said, alright, then this meeting is finished. Whis, Vados. Be prepared to leave as soon as I finish the key reading of your universes. A few days passed until the Daishinkan finally finished reading the key of both universes, so Whis and Vados were ready to leave for their journey to find their respective gods of destruction. Both were on a similar planetoid within each universe, even the name of the place was the same, Cat Purple. The two young people were still around 3 years old and still practically babies. Vados left immediately while Whis decided to leave for another place known as the Planet of the 8 Men. Daishinkan asks, 8 men? What's so interesting about this place, Whis? These people seem to be very weak and old-fashioned, they are still starting their development process. What is your interest in them? Whis replies, in all my quest for the god of destruction, I have never seen a people as exotic as they are. And they have something that caught my attention. Daishinkan asks, and what caught your attention? Whis replies, unlike everyone else, they have a completely radical sense of struggle and conflict. There may be something important to take advantage of these people. Whis continues, the fighting power of those people is very varied, and they change in comparison to each other beyond the fact that they have an absurd ability to increase these powers in a way never seen before. I want to understand this better, maybe this can help my god of destruction to evolve. Daishinkan replies, I see. Well, if that's what you want, that's fine, just don't take too long, I'm already risking a lot to help you. Whis replies, I know, I won't let you down. Whis then leaves directly for the Planet of the 8 Men to analyze them for a period of time until he began to understand the customs of that people and how their powers work, so Whis left for Cat Purple to finally meet the being that would be the god of destruction of his universe, and there he was, BEERUS. Planet Cat Purple. Whis approached the boy who was playing normally like any other child until he was approached by BEERUS' parents who were nearby watching as their son played. Whis said, your son will be very important in the future, so I need to take him with me. Unfortunately, the lifespan you naturally have will not allow you to see him as an adult, so to make things easier I will wipe his memory before making him an almost immortal being. Whis continues, and since there can only be one god of destruction from each race in this universe, unfortunately you will have to disappear. BEERUS' father said, wait, what are you saying? You're not taking our son anywhere, you crazy man. Honey, run away with BEERUS from here, quickly. Whis replies, so you make my job even harder. There are mysteries that go beyond this little purple planet. You are just a speck of dust in the history of this vast universe, imagine within the entire cosmos. BEERUS' father replies, you must be crazy. Go away, get out of here. Whis replies, "I'm sorry, but that's the fate of BEERUS, Universe 7's god of destruction." The small purple planet that was once home to BEERUS and his family now no longer existed. What was left was just a rain of cosmic dust that with Whis's magical powers would end up becoming a temple where BEERUS would call home. And so ends our first episode of our epic Dragon Ball saga, the past of the god of destruction. If you made it this far, leave your like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next episodes.